Hello there. Master Ellis here. Shall I start every live stream this close? Just to put you off guard? Looks like the microphone might be a little sensitive. Let me check that out. I'm going to speak very, very calmly. Nope, microphone's good levels. Okay, we should have good levels. Cool. Hello there. There, it just went off then. So there's something somewhere in my system where if it gets muted, it doesn't come back on the right scene. I need to have a look at that. I'll have a look now. Let's have a look. Let's work it out. But hello everybody. Welcome. I see there's quite a few people here. Mr. Beantown's excited. Nicola's excited after big things after last week's successes. I don't even remember what we did last week, to be honest. And yes, I did start early again. So if you're watching, if you're not watching live and you would like to skip forward to the action, you'll need to skip forward a grand total of 31 minutes because we're going to have a chat for a little bit. So yes, I don't know why it muted, but I'm going to try and figure it out. So I noticed actually, I did notice, and I was like, oh, they're going to SOS me again. That, by the way, if anybody doesn't realise, when a moderator does SOS in the chat, that's what does the technical difficulties screen. And if it plays a sound very loud in my headset, so it's impossible for me to realise that we've gone into technical difficulties mode. But basically, when I'm switching cams, there is something missing somewhere which is not muting or unmuting the things that it needs to. So when I go to normal cam, that looks fine. Strange. We go zoom. That looks fine. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's nothing in Streamlabs, in OBS. I don't use OBS for muting and unmuting. I use Touch Portal. So I've got this. Okay. You can also see my lights. There's one light. There's the other light. So this is the Touch Portal, and it's Wi-Fi'd to the computer. So when I say Touch Portal, I'm talking about the software. That is a Samsung Galaxy Tab. So I'm just looking at the code here. I'm pretty sure I can show you guys this because I don't think there's any problem with that. Doop. Here we go. So the idea here, this is the button that puts me in normal camera mode. And it's when the scene value changes to 3, which is normal cam mode, it turns off all the other buttons, it changes it to camera mode, and it unmutes my headphones and my microphone. And then sets the button state to 1. So it should be fine. Yeah, something's dodged there. I don't know what it is. No idea. So let's cancel that and just check the other buttons. So this is zoom cam mode. So this is this one. This is number 6, mode 6. Unmute. So what did we do, or what did I do, directly before we went to normal cam mode, or where it went wrong? I don't think I did anything wrong. Maybe it just didn't work. See, when I go to be right back, it mutes me, which is these both go on mute, which is correct. And when I go to last time mode, it should mute me. Yeah, it does. And when we go to the Viewer Plus scene, it unmutes me, so that's right. This is this a scratched base programming thing? I think it uses the same basic elements as Scratch, yeah. So I can interface with all sorts of things here. I can do manual input. I've got values. I can open websites. It does all sorts of things. I can do scene selection. I can toggle a source, so I can turn things on and off if I want to. But for the most part, I just use it for switching scenes and turning the microphone on and off. This is really quite cool. It can get a bit complicated, especially when you want to turn groups of other buttons off as you turn other ones on. And I can't really show you without it going wrong. Well, like without you not being able to see. But if I just unplug this again for a second. So if you look carefully, you can see that if we switch between zoom cam and normal cam, we get the green background moving between the two different buttons. So the green background on the button shows me which one's currently active. And to do that, it requires this code. It's been fun to set it up. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fancy. And it's relatively cheap. It's very flexible. I think it was about 12 UK pounds, but don't quote me on that. By the way, if you're coming for Kerbal Space Program, we will be doing some Kerbal Space Program. We'll be starting that in about 20 minutes. Also, I've just noticed I'm a little off center, so I'm just going to try and rectify that. Ugh. Oh no, that was way too much. No, we're back to where we were. There we go. It's a bit better. So yeah, this is it. It does all sorts of things. You can interface it with Twitter, with Twitch. So I've got buttons on here that says things. So if I want everybody to know what my schedule is, I've got a command that I can send to the bot, and then the bot should then blurt out the schedule on various different wavelengths. Although it looks like the bot might have gone to sleep today, so we'll see about that. So yeah, it looks like it was just a quirk. I can't see anything wrong with the way my buttons are set up. There you go, folks. You've got a bit of behind-the-scenes stuff today. Bit of behind-the-scenes stuff. Oh, you can... It works. Okay, it does work. Okay, so what happens is, for some weird thing, for some reason, the chat that I have, the bot is hidden from that. So fair enough. CA says, what's with the weird schedule? What do you mean? DJ's just like, what do you mean? Yeah, what's with the weird schedule? It's not on YouTube? Okay. I mean, the chatbot does appear to be connected to YouTube, but YouTube's also reporting back. Oh no, it is working. It is working. So there we go. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully my buttons are all good. I'm going to add more buttons so I can do more things, sort things out, and all that sort of thing. Let's close that. Yeah. I wonder. I just completely close Touch Portal. We don't want to completely close the application because then that means it will stop working. We want to minimize it. It's working on YouTube. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it works via Restream. I think if you do it on YouTube, it works on YouTube. If you do it on Twitch, it works on Twitch. Because when I do my command, it does the Twitch command. Yeah, the thing is that it's a little bit weird. It's just come into shock. My I've got one of these on tonight. No Hellish merch available for me tonight. I had to grab the. It's one of those moments where I'm about to live stream and it's like I'm going to change my clothes. I'm going to try and find a Master Hellish t-shirt in my pile of clothes, and then all of a sudden I'm like, Oh, hang on a minute. Where's my phone? Oh, hang on a minute. Like, I've got seconds until I'm live. Like, I'm already live, but the countdown's going. So I'm like, ah! And I just grabbed this, and this is I don't know if I can show it actually because it's a quite a big image. All right, let's see if we can do this a little bit. I'll move back a little. There we go. So this is the Raptor Engine T-shirt. Now this was a gift, so I don't know where it's from. I doubt it's direct from SpaceX because postage would be a nightmare. So it's probably some sort of reseller or something. And I thought it was appropriate actually. I was like, yeah, why not? Let's do that because we're doing rocket engines tonight and all that sort of thing. Is there a way to see a list of all the band users on Twitch? Yes, there is. I don't know if Jack and Mac will have access to do that. To check that out, but we can do that if we need to. Excuse me, folks. Don't know where that yawn came from. It surprised me. It did. It surprised me. Should we let's see if the camera's working for Kerbal Space Program. So let's just check stick cam. Yep, stick cam's all ready and working. Doopy-doopy-doopy-doopy-doo. That's all good. Ready to roll. And of course it is September. And by September I mean our September. We've stolen it. If they can do it, so can we. So for Viewer Plus subscribers, we're doing a 20% discount with the code September. And that is for all non-reoccurring subscriptions, including gift subscriptions. So there we go. Hello, just 1 second. Welcome. Yeah, in the chatbot, the Streamlabs chatbot, it does appear to be quite good. It's a cloud one. It works cross-platform. For the most part, it does what it's supposed to. So it does seem like possibly one of the best. I think if I was just streaming on Twitch, I would probably use Nightbot or something like that. But you can't set, as far as I'm aware, you can't set Nightbot up to work on both platforms at the same time. It's one or the other. It's one or the other. So there we go. It's water. It's just plain water tonight, not flavoured water. I've got some not water for later, just in case. You never know. You never know. But hello, yes, we are early. If you just pop in by expecting to see rockets, we'll have the rockets in around 15 minutes' time. We're just chilling out. I'm here early. I can see that Lord Alec is our newest Viewer Plus subscriber. Thank you very much. And Nudger and Gecko are also getting thank you mentions there at the moment as well. You think that it's great that it allows cross-platform streaming? Yeah. The biggest problem that I've got is that I built up my primary audience on YouTube doing videos, but whenever I did streams, I always streamed on Twitch. So I built up a following on Twitch for my streams. So I have two very different followings. Both in their own right are relatively grounded, and it's not all completely crossover. Like, not everybody who watches me on Twitch is people that found me watching YouTube videos, and vice versa. So yeah, for me, cross streaming in my situation is very important. Very important because, well, it pretty much doubles my viewing figures, and to me, being able to bring my content to as many people as possible is very important. Much more important than the affiliate offer I got from Twitch. It's good. It's just good for you. I wouldn't say it's just good for me. It's good for me, and I'm sure there's other people it's good for as well. It's not good for everyone. I will definitely say that, yeah. And in addition to streaming on YouTube and Twitch, because Restream allows me to go to other places as well, I do it just because I can. Like there's Yeah. So apparently only I can see banned users. Okay, oh, well, we'll check that out after the stream, or do you need me to have a look now? I'm sure we're all right. I'm sure we're fine. Sure we're fine. So one of the things, while I've got some of you here chatting away, I was wondering, like, because we've done a lot of good stuff in KSP and we've gone much further than I have in any of my other Let's Plays. We've never had robotics before. We've never... I don't think we've ever had a space station around anywhere other than Kerbin before, let alone other things. And we haven't done fuel refining or anything like that. So yeah, we've had elements of robotics. So we've got like crane arms that move, and we've got flappy bits on the robot that on the second stage that moves, and things like that. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, we have gone beyond what we've done before. How far are we going to take this? What are we going to do? Because we're getting to the point now where I think most of the things that we can do are just really long, drawn-out missions, potentially. I could be wrong. I think we definitely need to go to at least one other planet. We can't mine the sun. Doesn't work like that. Mine the sun. Can't mine the sun, Brandon. So yeah, I mean, I guess we can try and get asteroids or track them and maybe capture something like that. What about a polar research station on Kerbin? I mean, we could do, but I don't know what we would do there. It's like we've got all the things in place now to do whatever we want within the Kerbin system itself. You know, we've got a space station around Kerbal. We've got a space station around the moon and Minmus. We've got a base on Moon and Minmus as well. We're doing, you know, it's mid-air refueling. We've done mid-air refueling in space, but we haven't done it in mid-air. We haven't about the only thing, as far as I'm concerned, about the only significant thing is that we haven't landed on another planet or gone to another planet. So I feel like that is kind of like I feel like that it may be like the pinnacle of the series. Maybe it's like there's no air in space. Oh, okay, yeah, it's not really air. Yeah, I suppose. But the thing is, you get to the point where, you know, you've gone to another planet. All you'd then be doing potentially is sending more stuff to other planets, and you'd be just ticking more off a list. And I'm not sure that's what we're here for. I'm not really an achievement. I've never been an achievement hunter. We've done mid-orbit refueling. That's right, we have. We've done mid-orbit. We've done space refueling many times. But the thing is that we're gonna get to the point where we're just gonna start doing weird and wonderful things for the sake of it. Wonder if you could build and transport a Mars space plane, one that would work on Mars. I don't know. I don't see why not, if there's an atmosphere there. And also another thing as well is, like, it'd be really nice to wrap this series off in a nice rounded way. It's like we've done planes, we've done space stations, we've done landers, we've done bases. It's like we've done those things. We may have not done it everywhere, but we've done those things. It's like, then do we wind the series down, do something else, and when Kerbal Space Program 2 comes out, we hit that hard? visit other space centres? We have been to 2 other space centres before. Are helicopters possible in KSP? Yes. You can do helicopters. It is not easy. Yeah, with the DLCs, yeah. Without the DLCs, it is possible, but you have to do ridiculous things. It would be a fun challenge, yeah. I don't think you need custom rotors to do that. I don't think you need... I think you could do it with the DLC. I don't know. What would I like to do? See, this is it. This is the dilemma that I'm having. It's like, I don't know. It's like... I know that I don't want to, like, get the entire tech tree and then just build the same ship over and over again and send it to all the different planets. Because that is just repetitive to me. There's no adventure to that. There is helicopter rotors in Breaking Ground DLC. So there is actual rotors there. Yeah, so I'm not sure, but we've got some giveaways. I tell you what, should we do a giveaway? Should we start a giveaway right now? Yeah, let's do that. Where's my list? Okay, so Mugsters is loaded and ready to go in the game giveaway, I think. What about a VTOL? We did a VTOL. We did do a VTOL. So this is... I don't know if I saved it, though. That's the horrible thing. There is a clip of me doing the VTOL. But this is what I'm saying, you see, is like I'm feeling like we need now. I feel like we need a final list, a final things of things we're going to do. So we've got 5 minutes before we crack on with the actual gaming part. I wanted to have a really good plane. I feel like we've got that. It handles really well, and you can almost fly it completely. I bet you could fly that plane without SAS. This is what I'm saying, Jack. Are we near the end of this series? We've pushed this series and done more in this series than I ever have in any of my other KSP series. And I'm wondering now whether we are starting to near the end of it. And if we are, that's cool. We can wrap it up and move on and do something else. And we can look forward to KSP 2. But I feel like together we should make like a wish list of things to do before that point. And I think like we've got a good plane, we've done some rockets, we've managed to start doing reusable rockets, which is one of the things I wanted to do this series. We've done space stations, landers and bases. We've done refueling stations. Yeah, and the thing is now what you're going to do is just come up with really weird things like a hellish logo in space. It's just like, you know, yeah, the big moon crash was very sad. It was. And as so far, they're the only 3 Kerbals we lost. So they are the only 3. So... oh, sorry, I think I missed a message back here. Would assembling a moon base you're proud of constitute as a nice goal? Yeah, I'm actually pretty... I'm pretty happy with the one we've got. I think it's a relatively good moon base. I mean, it's got accommodation, it's got all the science. I don't know. Let's get the game loaded up. There's only, I think probably one of the things we should look to do is unlock all the tech, complete the science, That should be our minimum goal for this series, I think. I think we should definitely unlock all the tech, and it would be nice to completely upgrade the space center, but then again, that would just be repeating things to get money. Unlock and use the tech, yeah, I mean, we can use most of it. I don't think we'd have to necessarily use every single piece of technology in the tech tree. We use what we need to in order to carry on to do things. So I think that's goal one. Goal one, unlock everything. Unlock all the technology. Because if we want to come back to this series, whether it's a bonus episode or a bonus live stream, we can do that and do something new, and we'll have the technology to do it and stuff. So yeah, fair enough. But let's have that as our first of our final list of goals, and then we can come up with more as we go through. So just before we go to our space center and remind us of our current situation, let's have a little look at something that happened last time. Thank you very much, Jackamak. Hopefully I've loaded this one correctly. So we can do a complex scan with a rover arm at a tree. So we're going to take the Kestrel 4, scan with a rover arm. So should we put it on the nose of the aircraft? Look, there you go, look. Oh, that's brilliant. Okay, we're off to try and find a tree. That does look like a bush or tree. So I guess we're going to try a landing. Oh, there's one there. We'll head for that tree. Oh no, this is going to be a bumpy landing. There's another tree over there. We'll go for that one. We're just kind of gliding towards our objective a little bit. There we are. We're definitely close enough now. Okay, there we go. I mean, it's not a lot of science, but if we transmit that back, not in comms range. Ah, well, we'll fly back then. Oh, actually, I accidentally pressed the emergency abort. Okay, what we'll do is we will use an engineer to fit an antenna to that, because that's the fun way of fixing this rather than doing it again. So we've got 1.6 kilometers to go. It's actually a relatively big rover compared to the size of our aircraft. Can we put the antenna on the side of this aircraft or on the top? We can. Brilliant. And can we just climb straight back into this seat? We can. Brilliant. Okay, let's swap to the actual aircraft itself. Extend the antenna. Right, review report and transmit. Looks like it's doing it. Contract complete. There we go, folks. We did it. We did it. We can fly the Kestrel onto the runway, or at least drive it there, using the brakes, and stopped. So there we go, folks. That was a little bit last time. What's the point of an emergency abort if you don't use it? Well, what I meant to do is I wanted to put the engines into reverse so that I could slow the plane down and land it. And I accidentally went into abort. By the way, we've got a new cam box. Did you notice? Did anybody notice? Did anybody notice the new cam box? This is a new default cam box. So when we do Minecraft, we've got a special one. When we do OpenTTD, we've got a special one. When we do RimWorld, we've got a special one that matches the RimWorld user interface. But when we do other games that we haven't got a special one for, we've now got a default one. And this is the new standard default. If you look back at the last time footage, you'll see the... So we can do a complex scan with a rover arm at a tree. So we're going to take the... So there you go. So now it's much slimmer and sleeker. But it still keeps the same sort of colours. Right then. So this is our current situation at the moment. We haven't got a lot of money, but we've spent a lot recently with upgrades and all sorts of other things. Our reputation is still good. And our science points is, well, we need 300 science points to unlock anything these days. And we need even more to unlock the next level. I think ion propulsion could be a good thing to go and do. And experimental science over here, that costs 1,000 science to do. So we've got a large holding tank and some sort of narrow band scanner. And also this aerospike engine. So, yeah. I think before we even think about ending the series, we have to unlock some of this stuff and at least have a play around with it. So hypersonic flight maybe, and aerospace tech to get this this potentially fantastic engine. It looks like it produces a relatively large amount of thrust. It can be used in a vacuum, apparently. Anyway. There's the Aerospike Dark engine, which is a good engine as well. Oh, the Whiplash engine. They're good. Yeah, the thrust on them's not too bad. So we need some more science. So I think let's just nip out to the space stations and see if they've made any science whilst we've been doing things. So it looks like we've got everything turned on except flags, which is going to be a bit of a pain. So let's turn the rovers off, turn off the relays, let's turn off the comnet. What else have we got? So we've got our bases, our space station, our probe. We've got experiments. But by the way, these experiments are actually slowly. What's that? What? Did I forget that I was in the middle of trying to do something? I have no idea what's going on here. Oh, I forgot about the cuckoo. Yeah, I did leave the cuckoo out. And there's a second stage of the TR-10 coming in. Let's fly that. What's going on? It's on escape trajectory. Is this... Oh, I remember. Right. So what I was... This is a bit silly. What I was going to try and do between episodes, between streams, and you can't really see it very well, is actually send one of the fuel trucks to the moon with one of the TR-10 rockets. But I don't think we have enough liquid fuel to land it, let alone anything else. So we can try it, and it's probably going to be a massive explosion. In fact, it's definitely going to be a massive explosion. We can't refuel this unless we do it with the cuckoo. It's like I can't think of anything that we can do to like stop this exploding because there is not enough fuel. And my original plan was to send this to the moon, put it in orbit of the moon, and then we land it together on the live stream. But I can tell just by how much fuel is left in this thing, it's not going to be any good. It's not going to land. I know we require more Delta V to do it. We could fly the cuckoo over to it. Anyway, let's see how much fuel we're going to have left after circularizing our orbit. So I'm just burning retrograde now to just get us into an orbit. I mean, that is an orbit. It's not a great one. We're going around at 730 something meters per second. It's not going to land. So what do we do with this ship? It's like we... Oh, actually... We could dock it to the space station via the grabbing unit. Ooh. Maybe. I mean, our periapsis is getting crazy. Oh no, look. We've barely got the fuel to get it into an orbit around the moon, and we've got to do some adjustments here. Send it to deep space. I wish you'd have said that before I burnt all that fuel. The trailer made it look like you can have large bases on planets. Yeah, there's going to be some pretty significant stuff. I mean, if I use the monopropellant here, and we go a bit of prograde, I don't know whether it's going to be any good. I mean, it is fixing the orbit. I don't know why we've got so much monopropellant on this. I mean, we could land this. The only problem is that we'd have to get it to the space station in order to refuel. Right, let's... Oh, I forgot to bring up the camera for the throttle. And I can't remember how... I think the space station orbits at 40.
This'll probably work.
I don't think it will work. I don't think it will probably work. That's the problem. I mean, we came here to go to the space station. Where is the space station? Oh, it's well ahead of us. So... I tell you what we'll do. We'll just leave it in orbit. We'll leave it in orbit of the moon. And eventually it's going to get relatively close to the space station. And we can use that tiny bit of delta V we've got left to adjust our velocity. And perhaps connect up with it. Or maybe it'll get close enough to the cuckoo. Hey Copwatch, welcome. So we're just going to leave it in orbit and hope for the best. It was a bit heavy to try and get to the moon. I even did a slimmed down version of the second stage. I was going to show you that. Anyway, let's go now to the space station and see if we've got any science to transmit back. Here we go. So at the moment, at this space station, we've got 3 visiting aircraft already. One of them is the transport ship for the guys that are on the surface. So let's see what the situation here is. We've only got 60 science to send back. That's a little bit disappointing. But we've still got plenty of data to crunch. We're not run out of data yet. When we're running low on data, we'll have to do a science mission down to the surface. So what have we got here? We've got... It looks like... Yeah, that's 2 refueling ships. Are we going to bring the refueling ships back then? I guess we should take them back to Kerbin. Okay, chat. We've got 2 refueling ships here. They've come, they've dropped off a load of fuel. What should we do now with these refueling ships? One option is to put a little bit of fuel in them, send them back to Kerbin. And we shouldn't really need a lot of fuel for that because we can use aero braking to get back into the atmosphere. So we just need a little bit of fuel to leave the orbit of the moon and we'll naturally get back to Kerbin. The other option is we just leave them here, but then again, that's just money sat here that we don't need. We could try and land them on the moon and use them as for parts. So we could strip like the RCS ports off and strip the bits and bobs off them, but we don't need them. We could crash them into the moon for fun, but that'd be quite expensive because I think these are worth about 40 grand each, these ships. And then this one is just going to stay here. This one at the end is just going to stay here until it's time for the guys on the surface to come back to Kerbin. Just checking that all of these engines... Oh, you can see down the side. None of the engines are activated, so that's okay. Right, we've transmitted the science. We've completed a contract to do science from data from around the moon. That got us 40 grand. So let's bin that. Let's get rid of it. We don't need that. So if we look at the list here, we've got this one here. Gather surface deployed mystery goo observations. That's gone up to 20% of 50 now. So the mystery goo that we deployed on the moon that didn't seem to be doing anything, it's doing it slowly over time. So that's fantastic. We can't put any more science experiments out until we get any more power. So next time we bring a ship over for any reason, we'll bring another power module with us. We've got a few actual little missions to do here, so maybe we should do that after we've collected up our science. Okay, back to the tracking centre. CA says Kerbin, as in send them back to Kerbin, I believe. Yeah, that's something we could do. I don't know if anybody else in the chat has any ideas what we can do with them. Where have we gone? There we go. So now we need to go to the Kerbin space station. And redeem the science. Now we do have, again, we've got a ship docked here, but there's nobody visiting. Like Network 17's here, but yeah. Right, here we go. So we've got 85 science here. That's fantastic, and plenty of data. So let's transmit the science down. Just checking the engines here. None of the engines. We could bring this module back down to the planet. There's no reason for it to be... Oh, hang on a minute. We've still got a refueling tanker down on here. It's got a little bit of... It's actually got quite a lot of fuel in it. Are we full of fuel? No. Well, why are we... Right, okay, we need to empty this tanker. I have no idea why I've got a tanker here with a load of fuel that it shouldn't have. So there we go. We're going to bring this one down to Kerbin for sure. It just doesn't need to be here. At one point, I had 4 of them here. That's how busy it was. So let's carefully drain all the fuel. Now, we don't want to drain all the fuel. We need enough fuel for this to get back. So let's go in... Oh no. In... And I think 100 units will be plenty. Maybe. Is that going to be enough to deorbit? Maybe we ought to give it a little bit more. So let's try that much fuel to get back. Okay, undock, switch. Now in theory we should have plenty of oh no, we've got a bit of monopropellant. So we're going to turn SAS on, turn RCS on, go into docking mode. Make sure that we're flying because we're going to use the joystick. It's the joystick on the joystick to just gently nudge ourselves away from the space station there. We're going to turn on our main engines. And once we're out of position with the space station, we'll come out of docking mode. And we're going to try and land this like at the space center. Which is a nice little challenge. So the space sensor is currently... That's the desert airfield. So it's over here. It's going to be in the light. Now we need to get our we need to go round a couple of times because we need to get us in a nice parking orbit. So being at 100 kilometers is actually not a good parking orbit for planning to come back down to Kerbing. So what we need to do is reduce our orbit down to about a 70 kilometer orbit. So let's use a little bit of this fuel. How much of the fuel are we using here? I don't want to use more than half, really. Oh, yeah, we're going to be fine. So, look, there's 70.9. That's perfectly fine. And then what we want to do is we want to try and judge it so that we're about 90 degrees from the Space Center when you look from above. So the idea is that you want to be at about 70 kilometers up, and I would say you want to be just less than 90 degrees, because if you either over or undershoot, it's better to overshoot because then you land in water, especially with this craft because it hasn't got landing legs. So we're just going to go a little bit further along the orbit. There we go. And then what we need to do is bring the periapsis down to 0. So we've already gone retrograde. We've got 90 units of oxidizer left. So let's slowly burn. Now this is going to bring our periapsis way down. So we're definitely going to come in. We're definitely going to have enough fuel. We might even have enough fuel to try and land it. Like with the suicide burn. But there we go. That's that. I mean, if we are going to land it with a suicide burn, we're going to need these side engines as well. We just need the thrust. Okay, so we just switch to radial now, and we're going to bring it in. We'll bring it in. So at the minute, we're 74k up. We're just going to fast forward for a little bit. There we go. And we're just going to give it a little twist. Get ourselves in the right orientation. There we go. The more level we can get it, the better, I think. We're going to get ready to bring in the side bits here. So if we just go into the action sets, we can just click one of the parts and just check. So that toggles the radiator. That toggles an engine and a light. That does an engine and a light. Toggles servos, radiator servos. Oh, here we go. Antenna and solar panel. So it is just action group 1. Okay. So I think we'll just leave it coming in like this. And I think we can afford to fast forward as well. I don't know how long it's going to take. Let's see. Let's get rid of that control key. It's in my way. Let's use a little bit of time acceleration. I think it's going to be alright. Hellish play. Okay. There we go. Still coming in quite nice. It's all looking good and level. Let's have a look at our fuel. So electrical charge is fine. We nearly always have plenty of electrical charge. We've come in really high though. So we are going to overshoot the Space Center. But I don't know by how much. CA44, please don't spam commands. Thank you. Right, we're starting to get that air friction now. So we're just folding in those parts. There's the space center. So we have overshot. But I don't know how much we've overshot by. We're still coming in at 2 times speed, and we seem to be okay with that at the moment. And what we'll do is once we have come through the hottest section, we'll go prograde and switch to retrograde last moment. I think. I don't know if we'll be able to. This is going to be an interesting flip maneuver. Do you think that... What does the chat think? Does chat think I should try and land it with the remaining fuel that we've got? Or should I use the parachutes? You haven't got long to let me know what you think. Okay. Use the fuel, says DJ Egg. Well, it's actually gliding in beautifully at the moment. So I'm quite happy with that. See, this is me it's just floating in on the SAS system. I think this is where it's going to start tilting and swinging. But for now, again, it's still relatively stable. It's looking good. Oh, this is probably one of the most stable that we've ever come in at. Electrical charge again is okay at the moment. We're going to shut down the radiators. That will save on some electrical charge. I think it really matters. Oh, there we go. There's the spinning that starts to happen now. So we're going to try and stop that spinning by pitching prograde. So the spinning seems to happen. Actually, let's just go retrograde. The spinning seems to happen after we've gone past kind of like this horizontal plane. So as we're coming in, it's all good, it's all good, it's all good, and we get to this horizontal plane, and then it just loses stability. And I've got a funny feeling that's just because it's going too slow. Like, we don't have enough wind, air going over the wings. Right, we've got 138 units of liquid fuel. See, look, I turned the SAS system off, and it somewhat stabilizes. I wonder if I could even, like, potentially even fly this. Maybe not. Maybe that was a bit ambitious. We're still slowing down. That's right. What speed do you? What height do you think I should start the suicide burn? What height do you think I should start the suicide burn? That high, Jackamak? 2K? I don't think so. We're floating down at 80 meters per second. I actually disagree with you, Jackamak. I think we want to be looking at something like 400. DJX is 1K. Oh my goodness, we're there now. Oh, that didn't work. Firing all shoots. Okay, well, we broke a solar panel, but I mean, that was unorthodox, but we landed it. Yeah, it was doing not too bad. I want to see that again in slow motion, really, but never mind. Maybe can somebody clip that so I can watch it again? I'm going to recover that vessel. So there we go. There's a bit of money back. Not too far from the space center, but definitely further than I'd like. So what did we get back for that? No, we got 19 grand for it. you know, it's not nothing. Now, let's have a look at our fuel station and see what the situation is. 40 meters. It almost works until you flipped. Yeah. I think full throttle was just too much. We've actually got a little bit of liquid fuel in here, which is cool. That's nice. We've got our truck. How's our truck looking? Oh god, it's going backwards. Let's use airplane controls. There we go, there's our truck. This is what we've got orbiting the moon that's ran out of fuel, or nearly ran out of fuel. So the idea is that we can use this truck to take the fuel out of this fuel generation station and pop it into our rockets, or even just recover it back to the space center. Okay, let's slow down. Don't want to crash. We'll just park it nearby. Parking brake on. So that's the current situation. Oh, I nearly recovered vessel then. So we had one suggestion to bring back the other ships from the moon. So I think what we'll do is I'll do one now, and then I'll do one between live streams. So what we want to go to. Actually, fuel station 1 is as a probe, and so is the truck. That should be a rover and something else. So I'll sort that out at some point as well. And then we've got. Oh yeah. We've got that in orbit still. I still need to sort out. So let's go back to the moon and bring back one of those rockets. Or try to bring back one of the rockets. And DG Egg's done the clip, so I'm going to watch it. Oh my goodness, we're there now. Yeah. Let me watch that again. Just that little bit. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can show you this. There we go. So, I started the burn. It flipped the right way round. And our velocity went positive. And as soon as the velocity goes positive, you can see the retrograde marker on the nav board just goes whooing. It goes yeet. I think that's the first time I've ever used the term yeet. It just disappears, and as soon as that retrograde marker just flips round, that makes our rocket want to flip round. But when did we started? We started the burn at 40 something. 400. That was about 450. We started the burn. And our velocity went positive at 330. So in theory, we can about 120 meters. Yeah, there's current hellish and past hellish. I reckon if we started burning at 140 meters, we could almost get it down to 0. I think we would just use a little bit too much throttle. So if we do it at 200 meters, use maybe 70% or 80% throttle, we'll swing ourselves round to the point where then we can just cut the engine and drop. No. No idea. But thank you for clipping that. So we're going to try and get one of these rockets back. This one's still got fuel in. and that one's empty-ish. So what we'll do is we'll transfer the fuel out of that section into this section. And we're almost certainly going to need more fuel than that. So we'll borrow a bit from the space station, which is actually quite full at the moment. Let's try and get about 300 units there. Liquid fuel and oxidizer looks pretty similar. I'm not 100% sure that's going to be enough to get us back. But let's give it a go. There we go. Now, have we got much monopropellant on board? We've got some monopropellant. Okay, let's pull up ourselves in docking mode. And just try and edge our way backwards. I mean, we don't actually need the monopropellant for anything else, but we just want to bring ourselves away from the space station before we do anything else. There we go. And now, what engines have we got turned on? So we've got that engine off, and that one off. So we'll turn that engine on. These lights are useless. The idea of these lights was to indicate what engines were on and off. So when I toggled the action groups, the lights would turn on and off correctly. I could never get it to work properly. It would always go absolutely ridiculous. Right, so we're going to resume entries for the game giveaway. So if you are watching on Twitch or YouTube, you can enter the game giveaway following the instructions that the bot has given out. If you win and you're on YouTube, you'll need to come over to Discord to claim your prize. If you're on Twitch, we can just give it to you. So if you've got the choice of entering, enter via Twitch. It's a lot easier. Right. Boop. Now let's see. So we need to get ourselves in a good position of our orbit around the moon. So let's warp to here and get ready to prograde burn out of there. We've still got our whatever that is, the TR10 second stage. I'm pretty sure that that's the fuel truck. And the cuckoo's still not in the right place. But let's see if we can get ourselves a decent transfer burn. With very little fuel. Oh, I don't think it's going to be enough. Oh, it's going to be close. Okay, so that's got us an escape of the moon. That has got us into a transfer. Let's bring the periapsis down. Periapsis needs to get into the atmosphere for us to be able to guarantee getting home. And that's the periapsis in the atmosphere. So that was actually not too bad. That's not too bad. It does look like we might actually be intercepting the moon again. But we'll just use the rest of the fuel to do a deceleration burn. And we'll try and circularize this as much as possible. It's not going to happen any time soon. Our periapsis is only at 60. So we now need to do a retrograde burn. Turn the RCS on for this. Just give it a push, turn it around. Right, here we go. We want to keep a bit of fuel in case we need to lower our periapsis, which I think we should do. Yeah, that'll do. So we are going to skim through the upper atmosphere on this pass. We will keep the solar panels out and everything like that. This one... Has this one got enough fuel for us to try it again? What do you reckon, chat? Should we try this again? Should we try and do a burn, but this time just use these engines, maybe? You want to send Brandon on see Brandon on a dangerous mission. That sounds like a good idea. It does. So we're just going to skim through the atmosphere here. It's not going to take us too long. I think what we'll do is we'll put ourselves into a little bit lower pass so that next time we come through the atmosphere, we get so much drag that it's just going to absolutely stop us in our tracks. I guess that's something that we could do before like the end of the series, is just do something a little bit reckless. But the problem with that is that if we want to come back to the series and like all the Kerbals are dead, then that'd be very bad. That would be very bad indeed. Okay, so we are going to bring our periapsis down to about 45. Which is actually very low. We're going to be going through relatively thick atmosphere. And we've never brought a TR10 second stage this low, this fast before. This is going to be a first. Normally we're traveling around the 2 kilometer, like 1.5 to 2 kilometers a second. We're doing nearly 3. So we're also facing the wrong way. Now the radiator's on. The radiators are indeed on. Okay, let's do a bit of time acceleration until we get into the lower parts of the atmosphere. It is rocking a little bit, but that is probably just due to the time acceleration. Here we go. Let's bring those bits and bobs in. Bring them in quickly. Before they see, look, we're really heating up here. We're really heating up with lots of things. Oh, there's going to be explosions. There's almost certainly going to be explosions. Oh, something went. I don't know what that was. Oh, something else went there as well. Oh my goodness. Right, we're going to try spinning it. Just to try and keep the plasma off one side. Seems to be working. Okay, so the SAS is off at the moment. The electrical charge is still going a bit nuts. Have we actually brought the periapsis? Oh no. We're actually probably... I don't think we're going to make it. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm going to watch my electrical charge. I will potentially bring the solars back out. But I don't know what... oh, it's the radiators using up the electrical charge. There we go. I've shut the radiators down. Yeah, we are actually going to be coming in. Let's see if we can get ourselves back into the position we're supposed to be in. No. It's fine. I think it was just a couple of RCS ports that exploded. That's all. Everything else is fine. I have no idea where we are. We are still losing electrical charge, presumably from the probe. There's no SAS running. There's no radiators running. We're still going 2 kilometers sideways. 2 kilometers a second sideways, that is. we are almost certainly going to lose probe control before we get in. Unless one of our solar panels can pop out and survive. I don't think it would be able to at 2 kilometers a second. I don't know what to do. What do I do? Do I turn the engine on a little bit? If I do the engines, I think it's got a dynamo in the engine. It has. Okay. So we can use tiny bits of our fuel. Can you get sick from spinning in space? Yes. I don't think we've got enough fuel to do the landing burn. But we can try. If you guys really want me to give it a go. So, say now in chat. Burn or shoots? Burn or shoots? You're going to have to say it quickly. Burn or shoots, chat? I am sort of already burning. Brandon says shoots. I mean, this thing is so nice when it glides. Look at that. Oh, there's some lights on. There we go. Brandon says shoots. We are missing at least one RCS port. And I think... I don't know what the second thing was that exploded, because we had 2 explosions. So if we just use the engines, it's not enough to keep the electrical charge going, because I need to keep the electrical charge going to be able to keep the opportunity to open the chutes. It's taken a long time to fall. I reckon we can get away with opening these chutes like at 500 meters or something like that. But it is now falling so slowly. We do need to keep burning these engines though to get the electrical charge back up. There we go. It might actually land on its bum. Power is fine. Fuel is fine. Why does burning give electrical charge? Because there's basically dynamos in some of the engines. So let's deploy both sets of chutes now. I don't know why we got a heating thing. Like, oh, the radiator's on. You know, ideally I would like to maintain control of this vessel. So we're going to have to charge it up. Yeah, so some engines have the ability to charge and provide power whilst running. Jet engines do this. They're a good one for that as an example. We're getting some sort of like weird reflection on the inside here. Don't know what that's from or where that's from. Let's cut that chute. We are going to run out of fuel soon though. Does look quite nice like this. We're going to almost certainly run out of fuel before we hit the ground. So I'm going to turn it off and then just do it at the very end, just for effect. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. I could open up the solars now. Yeah. There we go. Oh, no. Oh, there we are. Recover vessel. So we've managed to bring 2 vessels back, collect a load of science. I don't think we've got enough science to be able to unlock anything, but we'll certainly take a look. No, we haven't. We're not far off. We're not far off. And we did accidentally complete some missions. You surprised I landed that? It's fine. So we got to haul a parachute above 1 kilometre, and then just that's that. And then we've got to test decoupler at launch sites. Let's do that quickly. Get some more money. Get 1 science. I think we need to go after the bigger fruit. We need to fry bigger fish. So let's see here. We've got 1 that's landed and 1 that's not. So if we do the landed one, we've got to do the T38 radial decoupler. So this one. I'm not. Why are you surprised I landed that, Brandon? Right, so in theory, activate the part through staging. There we go, done. And Sixer was inside as well. The TR10 second stage can land on chutes. Oh, the madly spinning explosions part. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's what happens when you enter the atmosphere at 3,000 meters per second instead of 1,000 or 2,000 meters per second. And now we need to go up about 1 kilometre and activate a parachute. So let's do that. We're going to do it with the probe. It's a test program anyway, so it doesn't matter. So let's get rid of all this rubbish. And we'll put a normal fuel tank on there. No, that's too big. No, that's too big. No, that's too big. No, that's even bigger. Yeah, that'll have to do. And then we'll put like a normal engine on it as well. Is that the swivel? Put the swivel on the bottom. And what is it we've got to test? It's a parachute. The Mark 25? That one. Cool. Oh, it's a drogue. So we'll test that and then we'll cut it maybe and just land. That should do it, right? Is it activate the part through staging? Okay, let's give it a go. Yeah, I was madly spinning with explosions, but that's fun. What we could have done is that we could have come in through the atmosphere much higher up, just slowly skimmed off some of our speed rather than going absolutely nuts. So I don't know why, but the user interface scaling's gone horribly wrong. I don't know if we can change it in here. So let's say video and graphics, anti-aliasing, gameplay, user interface, scaling. So if we change that to 140% and apply, what have I normally got it set to? Have I normally got it set to 150? 150 looks about right. Okay, so we're going to wait until the morning because I like to fly things in the daytime. We might actually run out of... We've already run out of electrical charge. Solar panels. That's what we need on there. It feels like every spaceship should be made of parachutes and heat shields in like a mesh. Just heat shields all over the place and parachutes on the inside of them. And just comes down in a ball. I mean, you could do that maybe. Right, simple solution. There we go. Right, let's try again. I'm going to use the stick, of course. I'm going to try and fly it up and then fly it back down again. And activate the part through staging. And fly it down with the part on. So, SAS on. Lights off. Let's get the fuel limits on the other side there. We haven't got a massive amount of fuel, but we've got enough. Okay. Activate the engine and throttle up. And we need to climb to... Oh, hang on. We should probably look... So we need to climb up to 1 kilometre and keep our speed quite low. So there's 1 kilometre. We just need to speed up a little bit. Activate the part. And that's it. There we go. That's that done. I mean, we are going to come plummeting back down again now. But that's fine. Hopefully we don't smash anything. Oh, imagine if we landed on the fuel farm. That would be terrible, wouldn't it? He says, thinking actually we might land on the fuel farm here. Back on the launch pad. Fantastic. Still standing as well. There we go. We're going to get some of the fuel back from that. We'll do a few missions like that. Job's a good un. Job will be a good un. Why did I go into the vehicle assembly building? I have no idea. No idea. Let's exit and go and see what the mission statuses are. So we still need to plant that flag on Minmus, and we still need to explore Eve. These observations are actually happening now, so that's good. We'll have to check our Eve probe. Then there's one here that says detect 2 comets with comets with the Sentinel infrared telescope. Should we put one of the telescopes on the space station? I think that would be fun to do. Because we've not done that before. They want us to build a new space station, but it wants to support at least 6 Kerbals. There's a rescue mission. They want me to expand the Kerbal space station for 17 Kerbals? Wow. No, thank you. Let's detect 2 comets. I mean, I have no idea how we're going to do that, but let's figure it out. So, if we go to the vehicle assembly building, I guess we need a new module for the space station to do this. So let's have a look. Right, we have to achieve orbit around the sun. Oh. Okay, let's turn a TR-10 second stage into a solar probe. So there's the main booster. We'll get a TR-10 second stage on the top of that. And we'll work this out. So we're not going to need parachutes, so we'll get rid of them. We're not going to need the radiators because we're not coming back. This is going to turn into a permanent probe. We're not going to need the reactive fins for the re-entry, but what we will need is at least one set for stability on launch. We will not need RCS ports on the top or bottom. We will not need the monopropellant either. That's about right. Now we need to get the telescope. There's the telescope. It's pretty huge. That feels like it should be in some sort of bay. And we need to have a fairing. So let's do payload fairing. And actually put that fairing on top. There we go. And then we want some sort of service module, maybe? Put the telescope inside of that. That'd be cool. Because then we could open the doors. That actually looks really nice. I mean, it sticks out the back a little bit. Could probably remove the flag. Apparently there's a mirror. Oh, we can mirror the flag. What's it look like when that's closed? Yeah, terrible. Okay, that's no good. What can we put? Well, I suppose we could build our own. Really, couldn't we? We've got all the different various parts to do it. What if we did something like this? Made it a bit longer and then stuck the telescope in the end. Like, put that there. Moved it round. I've got a funny feeling this telescope's going to require... Oh, I like this. I mean, it's not where I want it, but this is looking good. Oh, I like that. I like that. Now, I'm going to assume that you don't need Kerbals to operate this, but I'm going to, in addition to our standard antenna, we're going to change the antennas around. So, this is like a relay antenna. We will have one of them, and we will stick one relay antenna here. That is a massive relay antenna. And I think it just looks cool, so maybe we'll have that. I'm not sure about that actually now. It does seem a bit big. Let's go with the smaller one. Okay, so we've got the smaller antenna. We're going to go with the bigger solar panels. And I think we're going to have to extend this module up a little bit to do that. So these, we're going to have the big solar panel. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay, so we've got the big solar panel. We've got the transmitter. We'll put a smaller transmitter on it as well. Probably for funsies. There we go. We'll take the smaller solar panels off. That's looking good. Let's lower that a little. I guess we're going to need some better batteries, aren't we? What batteries have we got? Oh, we've got terrible batteries. Let's get them out of there. Let's get some bigger batteries. Bigger, better batteries. Maybe the batteries could actually be on the inside of the telescope here. So let's put 4 in like this. I mean, they're sticking out at the moment, but I can kind of like that actually. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna leave them sticking out just because I think it looks good. There we go. I'm gonna move that up a little bit though. So we've got this kind of telescopy thing with its wings and all that stuff. Yeah. Then the question is, do we keep the rest of this stage attached? And I don't see why not. We'll probably use its reaction control systems. And there'll probably be a little bit of fuel left in it. Let's get rid of these lights. Those lights never do anything good. I kind of don't want the wings. But we kind of need the wings to keep this thing stable on ascent. Right. Let's go through the checklist. Has it got antennas? Yes, it's got one of each kind. Has it got solar panels? Yes, it's got a couple of solar panels. I think we're alright then. I can't think of anything else. Anything else that we might want to do to this? I put a giant thermal cap on the top. It doesn't need any ground wheels. I guess we could put some science on it. But I guess it'd be nice to actually do make a small batch of science probes and just send them off into space, into various different directions, and just see where we can get them to go. Lights? We don't need lights on this, do we? I'll tell you what we should do before the end of the stream. We should mess around with the rocket launchers. And the end of the giveaway has come in, and Jackamat, congratulations, you win the game giveaway. Is there room for a Brandon? This is a one-way trip, and I'm not quite ready to send Brandon on a one-way trip just yet. So we can give this a go. I presume you've just got to put it up there and use it. So let's do it. I think that's it. Oh, we've got to build the fairing. Silly me. So we need to come out a little bit to get around the solar panels. Come out a bit more to get around that antenna. Go over the antenna and then we can come in. There we go. I think there's options to change. Oh wow. You can actually have different coloured fairings. Oh, that's nice. I think we might have the silver fairing. Yeah, I like the idea of silver fairing. Let's use this now. Let's get this into orbit of the sun and see if we can do anything with it. I've never detected like asteroids or comets before in this game. So I guess that's something off the list to tick off. We're doing the we have never done this before, so let's do it-a-thon. Okay, so what we got here? That's the old contract complete for that parachute. We can get rid of that. We got the we've got some problems with the staging here. That fairing deploy needs to move up. And the stage separation needs to move down. But apart from that, we're looking good. Makes you wonder what you would need to contain a piece of the sun if you somehow managed to mine a chunk. I mean, the sun is just super hot liquid, heated plasma, so... I mean, actually, Brandon, if you want to wonder that, there are reactors on Earth which get hotter plasma in it than hotter than the surface of the sun. So if you want to know about that, look into that. But here we go. We are going to turn the SAS on. We're going to put our throttle to maximum. We're going to change our controls to fine controls. And we're going to launch. Yeah, fusion reactors, some fusion reactors. In 3, 2, 1. There's the launch. We're clear of the clamps, so we can start our rotation. That was a relatively quick rotation, but we are looking good. Yeah, we're level. So this is probably one of the smallest payloads that the TR-10 has ever lifted. I mean, the second stage has been stripped down. There's next to nothing on top of it. This is never coming back. We just have to watch the electrical charge though, because our solar array is inside the fairing. So we have to be careful about that. Now, because this isn't as top heavy as some of the other things we've done, we can actually come over on quite a high angle of attack here, which probably makes our journey a little bit more efficient. There we go. Right, last little bit now, so we're going to point ourselves side. We're going to start pushing through the last parts of the thicker atmosphere. This is almost certainly some sort of max Q thing going on here. There we go. Get ready for stage separation. There's stage separation. Let's switch to the second stage. We need to ignite the engines. And then we need to throttle down. Deploy the fairing. Deploy the solar panels. And then throttle up. And just leave that burning for a little while. And we're going to try and get this into a solar orbit. And we're also going to try and... Ooh. We are going quite high there. I wonder if we can push... Yeah. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. The booster itself is still on its way up. And in fact, the booster is... Look, this is the difference between having big cargo on the top of the second stage and not. The booster is going above 100 kilometers. And the booster hasn't even reached apogee yet, and the second stage is pushing out and pushing out. And we've still got plenty of fuel in the second stage. So we're just going to leave the second stage to coast now. So that was Seco. And we're just going to switch to the booster. So now what we need to do is tell this booster to go prograde. There's the second stage. It's already 79 kilometers away. But it's in space, so that's cool. It's not going to crash or anything like that. Electrical charge on the first stage is fine. Now our first stage just flies in through the atmosphere. We don't need a boost back burn. We don't need a re-entry burn. We don't even do a landing burn. We just use parachutes. Because in Kerbal Space Program, we can do that. It's easier. And then we're just going to deploy all the chutes and stuff. So let's see. We've got quite a few kilometers still to go. It's really heating up now. It's going to swing round soon. And once it swings round, it might start spinning. It's swinging quite nicely. That swinging effect actually slows it down really good. And we're getting ready to we'll pop the drogues at 2k and the rest of the shoots at an appropriate time. Let's get rid of the SAS because it just makes it spin with this wrestle. I have no idea. Here we go, drogues. And that pulls it down from just over 200 meters per second to about 80, a little bit less. And then main shoots just about 300 meters to go. And that brings us down to about 6 meters per second with about 100 meters to go. We could push it closer, but I want to recover this. We haven't got like money flowing out of everywhere. We haven't done any big money missions yet. Okay, there we go. And now what we need to do is just nip over to the tracking station and see how our second stage is getting on, and hopefully we can get it in orbit of the sun. So there's the second stage. We also probably need to rename it. So has anybody got any bird-like probe scanning thingy names? Let me know. Being able to recall the fuel tanks is great. Fuel tanks is not too bad. It's the engines on the bottom, Brandon. It really is. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to check the contract. So the contract is that we have to... It says achieve orbit around the sun. We're actually in orbit of Kerbin. So I guess... Well, we do need to get this into an orbit. We're not in a proper orbit yet. So let's warp to our apogee. Hawk or owl? They're good for seeing things. Yeah, I think hawk is a little bit too much prey-like. Too much... what's the word I'm looking for? We haven't got any RCS on this. Yeah, it's too aggressive. So I think the owl would be a good one. So there we are. We're just going to boost out our periapsis so that we're in a nice orbit above the space station. Should we leave this orbit in Kerbin, or should we actually put it in orbit of the sun? What do you guys think? What do you think we should do? I'll rename it. Let me know in chat what you think I should do. Whether we should actually put it in a full orbit of the sun. And we just need to find the probe core wherever it's gone. Also, we can turn these engines off now, because we just need those engines to get into an orbit. These ones out here, these vacuum engines, they're really good efficiency, but they're not quite got enough thrust to be able to get the second stage into an orbit in the time that it has. Brandon says sun orbit. I think I'm inclined to agree with you, Brandon. I am inclined to agree with you. Where is the probe? Where is the probe? Where is the probe? Is it under the SAS module? No. That just says attach payload here. There it is. Okay, so control, configure vessel naming. So, yeah, of course I stuck a probe on it. We won't be able to do anything with it otherwise. We're just going to call this the Owl. And we're going to keep it as a probe. And that's it. There we go. There's the Owl. And it looks a bit weird. It's got engines on the back. It's got its fins and solar arrays at the front. But Brandon seems to think we actually should have it in orbit around the sun. So I guess we're leaving Kerbin. What kind of sun orbit? Now that is a good question. Let's throttle up. Actually, come to think of it, if I didn't want to retrieve this vessel, we could have done something to ditch these side boosters, these side extra engines, to get this vessel in orbit. I mean, we've got loads of fuel. I mean, look at this. We're burning out. We haven't gone as far as the moon orbit yet. That's from last time, where we ended up with a lander in the wrong place. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what sort of sun orbit. But we're just going to throttle off for a second, and I will be right back. I'm going to get myself some sort of snack, and I'll be back in just a couple of minutes, and we will see what sort of orbit we can get this into. So let's hope for no explosions. I'll retract these legs. Oh, it broke the solar... Oh my... These legs aren't supposed to be on there. Oh, instantly explode. I think it's gone out of tune again. See? It's been... Oh, see? That's the C chord. I like to normally do a plectrum, but that would be too loud for tonight with people asleep. See, I told you. There's some chords that I struggle with, even especially over this time. How are your fingertips? Not great. Not great. You can already probably just see string marks on my fingertips. I can't remember how to fly this. Oh, steady. Come on. Oops. Well, fine. Okay, folks, so I'm back. I've got some water, and I've got some barbecue-coated peanuts, and we're going to carry on accelerating. We're going to use up all of our fuel. I think once we get past the moon's orbit, we will very quickly get into an escape velocity. So there's the moon's orbit. We're coming up now past Minmus, and there's escape velocity. We've still got roughly a third of our fuel left. So it's going to take 12 days to get to the point. Cocktail nuts, that's right. Cocktail nuts, egg. I first had these sorts of nuts when me and the wife went for a weekend at a spa. Way before pandemic. Oh, look, there it is. Surface deployed mystery goo observations. So now this one's gone up to 40% of 50%. So we are slowly doing that particular one. Anyway, so here we are. There's the sun. There is Kerbin and the moon. Minmus will be back that way somewhere. Can't actually see it. Oh, wait. No. Let's have a look at the map, see where I'm looking. Oh, actually. So if that's the moon and Kerbin, Minmus is over here. Somewhere. Nope, can't. I thought I saw it then. No, I can't see Minmus. So let's fast forward. We're 12 days into this mission. And there is our transition now. We are now proper orbiting the sun. And we are currently near Kerbin. But we're going to kind of go round sort of with Kerbin. And we're going to start object tracking. Oh, wow. Oh, so it's now mapping and... Nearby Juno orbit? I mean, there's Eve. Our Explorer probe is over here. So that's gone hardly anywhere. So I have no idea when that will come up and say we found an object, but never mind. So this is the screen message that our mystery goo observations on the moon are doing well. That's fantastic. It's going to happen passively over a length of time. Okay. So we can leave this now. We can leave the owl. We've got so we've now got 1, 2, 3, 4 missions actually actively in progress at the same time there. Try not to get them in the space vents. Yeah, just have them floating around the place. Right, mission control. Let's see if any of these take our fancy. Build a new orbital station around the moon. No, we've done that. We built a station at the moon, not doing it again. Finish the construction of a rover. That could be fun. Test something at the launch site. Yep, why not? We're testing it at a launch site. Position a satellite in a specific orbit of the sun. Not sure I'm interested in that. I think we're gonna have to plant a flag on Minmus. That's what we're gonna have to do. That's what we'll do. We'll plant a flag on Minmus. We'll do some silly things. What was the thing that I said we'd do before the end of the stream? I can't remember. Oh, was it collect the fuel? I think it was collect the fuel. Right, let me just get that prize over to Jackamak. And what we'll do is we'll actually set up another prize. What I might do is just give some codes away in chat again, because that was fun. Right, let's see. Jackamak. Copy, paste, send. Okay, that's gone. Let's do that. Let's find a couple of codes. And just put them out there. Good luck, everybody. Go grab those codes and enjoy. So what we'll do is we'll get a new booster. We'll load a brand new TR10 booster. And we will put a second stage on it. And this second stage is actually going to not change because we're going to hopefully bring the Kerbals back on it. Then we're going to put a passenger module on there. And I hope we can get this straight to Minmus and back again. I don't know how much fuel there is at Minmus. But fingers crossed, eh? Fingers crossed. Who are we going to send to go plant a flag? I think we should send one of the scientists that some of the people that have only got 1 star. How many can we get in here? No one yet. We have to... We have to put that there so it registers that it exists. And then we can take it off again. We can get 2 in. Okay, I think what we got, because we've got 4 people... It's the rocket that's on a t-shirt. It is the rocket that's on a t-shirt. It is. It's the famous rocket. We'll take the engineer and 1 of the pilots. And did Crawfresh die in our RimWorld stream last night?
Things don't go wrong, they just get interesting.
That's right. They don't go wrong. I think because Crawfresh died in our Rimwall stream last night, he's not going to die 2 nights in a row. So we'll put him on there as well. It's probably going to be fine. This will probably work. I can do rocket science. I'm mixing up 2 there. Okay, so we're just going to wait until sunrise. And we're going to just make sure the staging's right. So we just flip that out there and everything else looks good. Get our fuel out so we can see what we're doing. Set our throttle to maximum. Turn SAS on. Set our rocket to use fine controls. I'm mixing all the quotes. So here we go. We're going to attempt to do a round trip. Mimas and back. With the TR2 without a refuel at the Kerbin station. And we're going to launch and hope for the best in 3, 2, 1. Okay, we've cleared the clamps. Rotation coming in now. TR10 has completed launch turn. TR10 has begun pitching downrange. And we're going, that's 9 kilometers up. Whoa! Vehicle was off a nominal trajectory there for a moment, but guidance I recorrected. Looks like we are not going to get a very good apogee going like this, but it is growing nicely actually. Okay, maybe we will. Maybe we will be okay. Stage separation has completed. We are now on board. Let's fire up the engines. Level ourselves out. And also open up all the different bits and bobs. Has it always been this heavy? I blame Jesse Kaboom. Okay, we're going to try and get ourselves in a nice parking orbit. And we need to give ourselves enough time before the booster gets too low. I think we can now switch these side engines off. Because we've given ourselves enough boost in time. I wonder if we can even get rid of those engines completely on missions that don't have a heavy load on them. Okay. So we're going to keep pushing this orbit out as much as we can before that booster falls back down again. We've got down to about 50% fuel soon. Okay, that will give us plenty of time. Let's switch to the booster. And get ready for booster landing. This booster's coming in quite quickly, actually. I wouldn't be surprised if we had a little bit of explosion. Oh no, it's doing okay, actually. It's doing okay. Let's see if we can get this booster even closer to the surface of the water. Okay, that was a little early. That might have been a little late. Oh no. We did it with about 50 meters left to go. We was alright. Another successful water landing by the TR-10 booster. Okay, so now we've recovered that. Let's go back out to the second stage. And where's it gone? There it is. So if we fly that, we can get ready for our second burn to put ourselves in our to circularize our orbit and put ourselves in a parking orbit around Kerbin. So we're just going to warp to here and burn on the prograde. There we go. That's just done the little tiny finish that we need. Now we need to find Minmus. Where's Minmus? There's Minmus. It's actually in a good part of its orbit for us to be able to try and get to it. So let's try and get ready for some sort of thing that's at least close to getting into contact with it. Keep forgetting we've got people on board. I need to be careful. We've got people on board. So yeah, we're going to do a prograde burn now. We're facing prograde. We're burning that out. We'll try and drop the end of the burn over here, and then we'll do adjustments along the way. I think we'll be fine. Probably, maybe. As long as we enter and go the same direction around Minmus as the space station, because if we want to dock to the space station, it's going to take a little bit of fuel, a little bit of time, but it means we can get in the lander. I don't really want to have to try and land the TR2 second stage on the surface of Minmus. Here we go. We've just gone past the orbit of the moon. Slowing down, and that will do. Look at that. Spot on, pretty much. So then what we'll do is we'll warp to over here. Oh, the surface goo observations are done, and that contract is complete. 178,000. Fantastic. I think what we need to do now is go to the moon and swap the two observations that are happening there, so that we get for the other one. Or maybe we should wait until it's 100%. Maybe we could. Right, let's set Minmus as the target. It looks... Oh, and we need to also put a maneuver node in here to just work out what we need to do. So if we do a little bit of prograding... Yeah, just a tiny bit of prograding actually gets us on a nice little encounter. And from the top, that's a clockwise orbit, and I'm pretty sure the space station does the same. So let's cancel that. Warp forward a little bit. Just check that we are prograde. And we're actually going to change the power of our engine. So we're going to say the maximum thrust, we're going to put it down to 20%-ish to give us more fine controls on this. So here we go. There we go, getting close, and there is our encounter. Looks good to me. There we go. So let's now have a look at that. Yeah. It's a little low. I'm not sure there's much we can... I suppose we should try and fix it now. Okay, let's do a little bit of a normal burn. And see if it does tweak that. You'll have to catch the rest later. Sad to leave early, but you've got a uni exam tomorrow. Oh, wow. Definitely concentrate on your exams. Like my streams can wait. Get yourself some good rest. Have a nice drink before you go to bed. Make sure you're hydrated and hopefully not drink, water drink. And I wish you the best for your exam. Good luck. So look, if I'm doing a little bit of burning here now, it's actually bringing this orbit up. And if we do that, it is a little bit bendy. We've actually gone slightly past it. So let's try and unbend this. But spending the fuel now, while we're here, is probably better than spending it later on. That's probably close enough. There we go. So all these days that we're out here, we're collecting science and everything. Oh! Oh, that's Mystery Go observations. I could have sworn we mapped an asteroid or something. Yes! Look, there it is. Unknown object. Oh, it's gone. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's fine. We'll deal with that later. We'll concentrate on this mission first. So, we now need to go retrograde. I don't know whether we can land on it, Brandon. No idea. Right. Here we go. It's going to take a little bit of time because our engine's only at 20% maximum throttle. But I'd rather have that nice, gentle kind of... There we go. I mean, if these guys get stuck at Minmus and we have to send a resupply vessel, it's not the end of the world. It is taking its time to get there, though. We are starting to run out of fuel, so almost certainly we're going to have to dock with the space station. Right, here we go. I have no idea what orbit the space station is at. It's probably 30 kilometers, maybe 20. Okay, there's 30. Where is the space station gone? I'm not sure why I can't see the Minmus space station. Never mind. Okay, so now we need to do another retrograde burn. I mean, we almost certainly haven't got enough fuel to get... Oh, there's a space station. So we want the space station to catch up. So what we'll probably do... What's it orbit at? Current altitude is 12. Alright, that's fine. If we set that as the target... and just go round for a little while. The space station... Oh, we're going the opposite way around to the space station. What can I do? What can we do? This was my fear. It's not good. We can't refuel. And it's not like we can just get out and go have a look as it's going past. I guess what we could do... I mean, how much fuel have we got here? We have got some half-decent amount of fuel in there. Plenty of monopropellant. And a lander. I've got it. Right. We use the second stage to get down to the surface. We fly the lander down to the surface. And then we bring them back up to the space station, leave them in the space station until we come by with another ship to collect them. That's what we're going to do. So we just need to land at the right site and bring... This is the first time that the second stage of this second stage is not coming back. Originally I was going to bring this back, but it's going to be like a pod base now. Or something. Maybe we can get it to stand up. I have no idea. Maybe we could put landing legs on it in the future or something. But let's try and get it to land in the right place. So we want to try and, I think, land next to that science base. So if we set that as target, warp round to the other side, I guess we just want to do a retrograde burn and just land. See, the top of the second stage has got a docking port. And the lunar lander has got a... sorry, the Minmus lander has got a docking port. But that, again... Was that on the bottom? Might be on the bottom. We might actually be able to connect it. If we could connect it, we could transfer the remaining fuel. Ooh, we might be able to refuel it. Let's get it down there first, and then we'll figure it out. So let's do, first of all, a retrograde burn to bring our periapsis down, our highest point of the orbit down. There we go. Looks good to me. Then we need to come round to here. If Space Engineers has taught me anything, landing upside down is hard. We're not going to be landing upside down. I don't think. You can't land upside down with either of these two vessels because they've only got throttle to go forward. You have to rotate and throttle and throttle and throttle. I'm going to twist the orbit a little bit. I'm going to stick us on the anti-normal and try and just twist the orbit to get it so we fly over the base. There we go. That's good. And then what we're going to do is we're going to warp here. We're going to go retrograde, and we're just going to try and just not crash. If nothing else. So here we go, folks. We're going over the mountain range before the flat plains, where our probes and actually we've got moon buggies. We've got buggies down there. We've got the rovers. I forgot about that. So what we need to do now is not to forget to turn our engines up to 100%, so that if we want to, we can actually slow down a bit better. Fuel is looking okay. I think we should actually get rid of a lot of our sideways momentum. There we go. We're just going to drop ourselves down here. And we also need to enable mode number 4. This lifts the flaps away from the bottom surface. Shut down these radiators, because these flaps actually poke out the bottom, which in a water landing is not normally a problem. Now, I don't know, but we might actually just be able to control this by RCS. No, not quite. What's going on? We're in docking mode. There we go. Everything's fine now. Don't worry. Everything's fine. We're coming down nicely. Just 1 second says, congrats with your viewer plus target, by the way. Well, thank you very much. And thank you very much to everybody who supports the channel. It's brilliant to know that you guys want me to carry on doing what I'm doing. So that's cool. Right, let's try and not kill any more Kerbals. We are now slowly going back down again. I'm going to turn the RCS off because I don't think we need it. And unfortunately we can't time accelerate, so we've just got to wait. How are you doing? Alright? Having a good day? Is it weekend? Are you working at the weekend? I'm not working. It's going to be fun. I'm going to do some more slab laying. I am. I've got, I think 10 more slabs to go. Roughly. At least they can get out of here and just have a go on the rovers and stuff if they wanted to. This should land pretty flat. I'm a little bit concerned that the RCS ports might poke. But I think we're going to be alright. If we can land the lander on top of this, I'll be absolutely and utterly astonished. That'd be amazing. Okay, we're under a kilometre now, so we're going to start slowing down. Deceleration is about adequate. We're coming down at about 30 meters per second. 500 meters up. Deceleration increasing slightly now. 20 meters per second. 310 meters up. We don't want to go too slow. 200 meters up. We're coming down at about 11 meters per second. Switching to stability assist. This should be really flat to land on. Slowing down more now. Oh, we're going sideways here. So we're turning the RCS systems on. We're going sideways way too quickly, so I'm going to give us a burn and then try and fix that. We were going sideways way too quickly. So that was kind of like a landing abort, if you like. So we're now going to just swing us round a little. And as we swing round, we're going to just try and just get rid of that sideways motion. That's better, I think. We've still got a little bit of sideways motion, but it's a lot better than what it was. In terms of getting rid of that sideways motion. Look at that. We're going sideways so much. Can I manually do something about this? Fuel's okay at the moment. We're only 64 meters up though, so we do need to be careful. Abort again. Abort. Too close. Too sideways. Can't you just take off and match the orbit to see that? Yeah, we can if we've got enough fuel to do that. So that's probably what we will do in the end. But I'm just a little bit worried that we are picking up way too much sideways velocity on these landings for such a tall ship. So I'm just going to try and like eyeball this, like the direction of travel, and just try and stop it. Monopropellant's running out. Okay, let's try again. We're getting quite far away now from these other sections. And we're actually doing really, really big sideways here. Maybe the RCS will be enough to stop it. Here we are then. RCS, we're coming in for a landing. Okay, apparently I'm doing it manually. Well, they didn't die. We are really low on RCS though. And I don't think we can get this up without the RCS. Oh, actually no, maybe we can. Third time. I don't know why we were picking up so much... Oh... I had the nav ball set to orbit instead of surface. That's why we kept picking up the sideways rotation. Not rotation, the sideways momentum. It's alright. I'm going to try and flick us up. Come on. What? No, why are you falling down? Don't fall down. Stay up. Oh, it won't stay up. I have no idea why that was a bit weird. Let's open up the hatch. I can't remember what the controls are. Engine light. Servo panel. Oh. Alright then, that's weird. Let's toggle engine, toggle hinge. No, let's get rid of that. Let's put it on 5. There we go. Using something flimsy like a solar panel, flip a rocket could cause a few people to go wide eyes, yeah. So I'm thinking we use what's left of the monopropellant to get us back in orbit. Because I reckon we've got enough fuel to get into orbit. So what we can do is if we retract the antenna, retract this solar panel, there we go, and then oh no, not RCS, want to save the RCS, and then roll us over. Can we roll over the other way? Whoop. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get more fuel connected up to this, not as it stands. But we need to turn it over so that we can get to the hatch. Actually, it doesn't matter too much about the solar panels right now because, come to think of it, we've got a pilot, so we can actually pilot this without. So let's EVA these people. And I guess we can try and get it back into orbit. Okay, let's plant a flag. So we may as well take a surface sample. We'll plant the flag. Hello, on Minty Minmus, I see. Yes, but it's not going well. It's not going well. Oh dear, is really a good notion for what's going on right now. We're on our side. We can go upright, but we haven't really got enough fuel to get to the space station. But the space station has got a lander that we can attach to and get some fuel. So there is a way out of this. So let's now get Crawfresh Ways. There we are. To EVA. We'll get these two to buddy up. We've got options. Plant flag. I'm pretty tempted to try and get the lander down here and see if we can get the two to connect up. So Here's hoping. The thing is, right, if I try and get this back into orbit and it hasn't got enough fuel, they will almost certainly crash. Oh no, because we could probably, for like a failed landing, we could probably get their RCS to land. I don't know how much Delta V the RCS packs have. Well, the contract's complete anyway, so let's close that. Let's grab and board. We're going to give it a go. We're going to give it a go. I don't know how much Delta V these jetpacks have, so I don't know what our cutoff limit is for being successful for getting into space. So I think my plan is just to try and get this thing upright without using monopropellant, and if I can get it anywhere near upright, I'll give the engine a burst and then we'll try and get it into orbit. Okay? So the RCS would be for the emergency slowdown. So yeah, what we'd do is we'd use the RCS on the crew as an emergency landing, and then we can pick them up with a different vessel. But like I said, we'll see. So I was thinking, like, if I can get this onto that side there like that, because this thing's got quite a lot of torque in it, we just need to make sure we don't run out of power. If we can... There we go, got it onto its end. And then... I need to work out which way's which. Might want to send a rescue mission. We've been in situations like this before. Let's close the hatch. We'll close the hatch and we'll use a solar panel and see if we can get up. We just need to make sure we know which way is definitely up. I think... Yeah, that way's wanting to go up. So if we use this solar panel here as a pop mechanism. No. Oh, we don't want to break the panel. Don't want to break the panel. Didn't break the panel. Oh, 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 oh. Okay. Whew. Why are all the lights on? Turn the lights off. Get a really long fuel hose. Yeah. I'm just really... I really think we might be able to sort this out. I feel like some RCS would do the job. Okay, let's try and turn this over. And breakdancing rocket, yeah. So I'm almost certain this is the angle we want. We want to pull back. Yeah, and if we just... Right, here we go, folks. This is it. We're going to try it. We're going to try it. So we're going to pull back. We're going to enable RCS. And as soon as we've got the nose up and the bum up, we're going to do a little bit of burning and see what we can do. So here we go. SAS on. RCS on. 6, 5, 4, 3. No, wait, there's 3, 2, 1, and engines. Well, that got us up. Now we need to try and get ourselves into orbit. We need to head that way. Okay, let's turn the rocket round. Whoa, not that much. Not that much. Steady. Steady. Because I think I know which way I need to pitch over for this. SAS is turned off for some reason. We need to get the solar panels out. And we need to get ready to pitch over. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we got enough Delta V for that. Okay, that's given us a 16k. Oh, yeah, we're really high there. Okay. I just really hope we've got enough fuel to circularize, and I'm almost certain we have. Almost certain we have. So if we can put them in a parking orbit around Minmus, that's fine. So here we go. Let's prograde. Get ready to push ourselves out. It's not going to be very neat, but let's give it a go. Yay! Parking orbit. Oh, we got fuel. We got fuel to spare. Let's try and match the orbit of the space station then. Set as target. I don't know. I think we might be able to dock this. And then if we steal all the fuel from the space station, I think we might be able to get home. And we have got a very, very wonky ascending node. Right, if we go to the descending node and normally we'd want this to go round. We want to go anti-normal, I think. Let's have a look. Nope, that's making the situation worse. It would do though, wouldn't it? Trust me to make the situation worse rather than better. I mean, if we can just get off orbits relatively close, then we could probably use the lander. Okay, 0.2. I'm happy with 0.2. Right, now we need that space station to catch us up. I think our periapsis is actually higher than the space station. It's hard to see. Yeah, it is. So it is going to catch us up bit by bit. Okay, let's turn those nodes off. And I guess fast forward. We could push our orbit out ever so slightly. Like just the tiniest amounts. We've got no monopropellant, so this is going to be interesting, docking to a space station with next to no monopropellant. But we're going to have to come in slowly. At least we're going round Minmus in the same direction as this. Oh, actually, I think next run we might be getting close. Yeah. Here we go. Look, this orange marker's going to jump down. Oh, look at that. A 1.4 intersect. I'll take that. I'll take a 1.4k intersect, even if we are going at ridiculous velocities. Okay, we might be able to do this. Open the nose cone. I said open the nose cone. Electrical charge is 0. Brilliant. Okay, well we've got Kerbals on board, which means we can manually extend solar panels. It's not a problem. And as soon as we get some electrical charge, there we can get where it's locked. Part is locked. Oh no, wait, there we go. So now the space station's over there. We need to get rid of our relative velocity. So if we go retrograde to the target, which is the space station, that looks good. Let's do a small burn. Actually, that's probably where we want to change our thrust to 20%-ish. Because I'm barely moving the controls here. There we go. This is a little bit madness. But I think we can do it. We've got enough fuel to dock with this space station. And if we can dock with the space station, we can borrow some fuel. Now, the only problem with going towards a space station like this in Minmus is that it can adjust your orbit so much that you actually end up losing an orbit and you get a suborbital flight. So we've got to be careful. So let's put ourselves heading towards the target and just see what our orbit looks like. Oh, that's fine. Let's go in at about 10 meters per second and just be really, really, what's the word I'm looking for? Gentle with this. Looks like we're actually almost on course for a collision. I don't think we are going to collide, but almost on course for a collision. So here we go. Ooh, it is really quite close. And we're going to want to go onto one of these docking adapters here, one of those docking nodes. Oh, I didn't put us in a retrograde, so this is going to have to be quick. Yeah. Okay, we did overshoot ever so slightly, but that's not too much of a problem. If anything, that's a good thing, because it lets us line things up. So, control from here, and we just line ourselves up pointing roughly at the space station, but we want to be able to dock to one of these ports. So we'll set that as the target, and then we'll switch, and we'll do a control from here. I suppose actually on the end would be better. This is fine margins, yes. Very fine. And we need to make that the target. Hopefully we don't miss this and smash into the solar panels. That would be very bad. Now the two are actually slowly moving towards each other, so we just need to keep switching. We're going to have to do the switching method because I haven't got any RCS. There's plenty of monopropellant on the space station, but we need to be able to dock to get it. So at the moment they're just very slowly floating towards each other. They are going to miss a little, I think. But don't think the space station has any RCS ports. Oh, the lander module does. So that could be an option. Okay, let's get this thing pointing the right way. There we go. That's plenty quick enough. My goodness. Oh, it's going so fast now. Oh, we're gonna bump. We're gonna bump. We're gonna bump. I did that kind of on purpose to bump in that way. Be great if I could actually have some monopropellant. And see what I was doing. Okay, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We can sort this out. We've got all the electrical charge that we could ever need. And we've got some fuel left. So maybe this is like a blessing in disguise that we can like work this out. I think we definitely came in too fast. I got impatient. And this space station hasn't got RCS. The second stage has got RCS. Actually, that looks like it's lined up much better than the other one. Oh dear. Okay, here we go. We're going to try and just stop ourselves going backwards. And I'm going to try and get this dead on the dot. It's not going to work. Right, docking mode. Apparently, I just used up the last of our RCS to do that. So it's kind of now or never. But it's actually not looking too bad. I mean, the space station is a bit bouncy because it's not designed for moving around like this. Just switching between the two vessels, keeping them pointing at each other. That's my best hope here. Just keeping these two nodes pointing at each other. I think that RCS move was the best move that I've done in a while. They're not at the right angles, but if they touch softly enough, the magnets of the docking ports will do it. Oh my goodness. So close. We touched. We did touch. Oh, we are well wonky. Okay, let's try and straighten this out. Okay, now let's try and straighten the space station out. Come on, I've never had to bodge something like this in space before that I can remember. This bad. Okay, that is much better alignment. Now we just need to go back in at it again. So let's try it. I think that's as close as I'm going to be able to make that bit. It's looking pretty close. Why does it not want to do that? I'm going to have to do this by eye. There's something not right about this nav ball. Something not right about the nav ball. It's like oh, it's targeting the side port. This is why we're having the problems. Pointed at the wrong thing. This is why we've missed twice. Okay. Did anybody notice that? I only just noticed. Right, here we go. That looks much better. I mean, it's not perfect. It's much better. I think the magnets have got it. Turn the SAS off. The magnets are bringing it in by the looks of it. Oh, that was so much easier when we had the right docking port. Right, okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take some of the monopropellant and we're going to load up at least one of the mono tanks completely full. Oh, I can't believe that it was set to the wrong port. That would have been so much easier. But docking without RCS is not easy anyway. Okay, so there we go. We filled up one of the tanks. We probably won't need it. But I'd rather have that. And then we're going to have to take probably all this fuel to get these guys home. The problem is, I don't know why, KSP outright refuses to give me Delta V on this ship. I don't know why. Don't know why. I'm getting quite good at docking when I've got RCS and I've got the right port selected. There's one other thing I've realised as well, folks. We've never tested the passenger variant of this aircraft re-entering the atmosphere with Kerbals on board. I'm pretty sure that tank is now full enough to get back to Kerbin. Pretty sure. We have drained the supplies though, so we've got enough. We've got the landers full, so if we need to do a land and back up again, we can. We've still got plenty of monopropellant, but we need to come and do some fuel at some point. So let's disconnect here. Undock. There we go. And what we'll do is we'll just make sure the engine's off. And we'll use a little bit of that RCS to just bring us backwards. We'll close up that docking port. One of the things I didn't do was turn the lights on. That would have made it easier as well. That would have definitely made it easier. Right, we've got a half decent amount of fuel in this thing now. Look, I didn't even think this thing... I didn't know whether it was going to get to Minmus. To circularise, land, be on our belly, flip it up, actually get into orbit, actually dock with the space station, refuel and get it back again? Well, we're not back again yet. I don't see why we shouldn't be able to get back again. So Kerbin is over there. So we're going to go to this point in the orbit and go back. Oh no, hang on. I forgot we were orbiting in that direction. So we'll warp to there. You can see we've got a direct connection back to Kerbin by the looks of it on this vessel. Okay, so then we just want to prograde out of here. I don't know where the space station's gone. Oh, there it is. It's just over there. The Minmus space station. It's the smallest space station we've got, and it's not really designed for refueling vessels and stuff. Like, the fuel was there, like, kind of just in case. Thank goodness, eh? Thank goodness. Right then, prograde. Let's try... Are we still on a 20% engine? Yep, there we go. That's better. So what we need to do now is burn... Oh, we went the wrong way out of Minmus. Now we've got a Kerbin escape. If you're going one way around Minmus, you need to burn prograde one way to get to Kerbin. If you're going the other way around Minmus, you need to burn the other way prograde to get out of Minmus. And I didn't do that, so I don't want to escape. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to wait until we get over here in 27 days and then burn to bring our periapsis in. So that's been a mistake. I'm pretty sure we'll be okay though. Pretty sure. As long as we... No, we shouldn't get a Minmus encounter. That surface deployed mystery goo is still doing its thing. We got another one. It's just going to keep doing it, isn't it? The good news is that both the space stations that are currently Alsat's doing good, I think. It's detected, I think, 2 comets. And we're transmitting science points back to Kerbin all the time with these messages, so... We'll check out Alsat once we get these 2 folks safely back to Kerbin. But it's good to complete that mission. Right then, so here we go, folks. We are... Actually, the lander at some point is almost... This lander that... Was it last time? I can't remember whether it was last time. But I tried to put a lander somewhere and we ran out of energy. I think it detected one, yeah. So we'll see. Anyway, retrograde burn, we're going to bring our periapsis down. It's the cheapest time to bring your periapsis down is when you're at the top of your orbit there. 1 million, there's 1 million. Less than, about 500,000 kilometers up now. And we want to just dip into the atmosphere. So 57 is actually a little bit too much. I would rather bleed off slowly, little by little by little by little, than going too hard. Oh, I've gone too much the wrong way again. This is where we need the fine adjustments. Actually, what we can do... I'll just be careful. Here we go. So that's 87, 82, 80, 78, 84, 65. I think 65 will be fine for our first approach. And there's a heist going on in the Twitch chat at the moment. Looks like Jackamak started it. Looks like DJ Egg accidentally put a space after the exclamation mark. I don't know if that's going to get him into the heist or not. This mission's been going on for 36 days now, but I don't know whether that's 36 days in total or 36 days since we left the surface of Minmus. Because I think when you land something, that resets the clock. Anyway, here we go. We're getting close to Kerbin now. And when we get to our periapsis, we will burn retrograde and bring our orbit into a more circular orbit. Got plenty of fuel on board. Whoa, steady. We don't want to time accelerate too much. So here we go now. We are just going to skim the atmosphere. I'm just going to switch it round so while we're going, our windward side is facing the right way. Electrical charge, of course, is fine at the minute. Crawfresh and Jesse both really enjoying this mission. If only they knew how terribly things had gone. Right, we're going to go retrograde now. We have no monopropellant. Look how quickly that comes in from that orbit. Down past the orbit of the moon, which is brilliant. We don't want to accidentally hit the orbit of the moon. And we've got, I'm pretty sure we've got enough fuel to sort this out. If not, it's going to be very close. So what we got here? Fuel is looking good. I kind of feel like our periapsis needs lifting a little. I think we've got enough fuel to sort this out though. Yeah, we have. So should we do a controlled entry and try and land back at the space center? Okay, so to do a controlled entry, we need to do either radial in or out. I'm not sure which. We'll find out. We've got almost certainly enough fuel left. That's the wrong one. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to burn radial just for a moment, just to bring our periapsis back up into space. Or at least close to it. There we go, it's back in space now. So we must save enough fuel for us to be able to deorbit. Otherwise the cuckoo will be coming to save us. Yes, the cuckoo, another one of my safety nets. The cuckoo is just a little monopropellant rich aircraft. Aircraft? It's not an aircraft, rocket. Space vehicle, which is orbits with the space station. I don't know where it is at the moment. Right, we have got a bit of a wobble on this orbit. But let's do a retrograde burn now. And try and get a 70-70 orbit. Or at least as close as we can. Ugh. Okay, now where's the space center? The space center's in the night time, so we don't want to go in just yet anyway. Oh no, the space center's just coming into dawn. So if we raise that to 70 now on that side, and then come in at 90 degrees. So I'm going to focus on Kerbin. I'm going to put the space center at the bottom, and I'm going to say warp round the planet until you get to 90 degrees from Kerbin, and then we'll bring our periapsis down to ground level and see if we can land on it properly this time. Okay, let's go a little bit further. And that will do, I think. How are our two Kerbinauts, if whatever you want to call them? Yeah, they seem quite happy. I'd be quite happy if I were them. Happy that I was coming home. Okay. There we go. Here's our final descent now down. So, I'm not 100% sure if this is right. I'm probably going to just stick our bum into the wind a little bit for some of this. And then we'll adopt the position a little later. As we get closer to the space center. But the sun should rise. Sooner they land, the quicker they can eat some Kerbal branded cereal instead of the space food / ice cream. To be fair, if you had a capsule full of ice cream, that'd be fine, wouldn't it? Well, both Crawfresh and Jessie Kaboom are absolutely loving this re-entry. I feel like we need to change our profile soon. Yep, here we go, folks. We're going to start changing our profile now. So we're going to switch to radial out, which will just lift us up into the sunrise. We're coming in at 2.2 kilometers, which is about right, actually. The radiators are on and doing the best job that they can. We're going to try and get this nice and even. The more level we can get it, the better. Just tiny adjustments. I'm actually going to put fine controls on. Well, that seems to have helped a little bit. Right, we're going to get the solar panels in now. Retract them. Yep, solar panels are coming in, as is the antenna. The radiators are on. I don't know what bit is getting hot there, but hopefully we're going to be alright. Temperature of that component, whatever that component is, seems to... I was going to say seems to be stable, but it's not. It is rising. It's rising quite quick, or at least it was. And I'm just worried it's something core, something quite critical. But at the moment, it's not gone in the red. The space center's up ahead. Hopefully we should land more or less on the coast. A few more temperature gauges coming up now, saying things are starting to get a little bit toasty for Crawfresh and Jessie. Jessie Kaboom. Bit of an interesting name to be riding in a rocket that might go kablamo or kaboom. We've still got a little bit of fuel. I think we've actually come through some of the worst of the deceleration now. We've gone over 1G. Temperature gauges are still fine. I've got my hand on the stick just in case. G-force is now approaching 2Gs and temperatures are going down. And where's the space center? I think it's over there. Yeah, the space center's over there. So we're coming over to the right and short. So it's not far off. Looks like we're heading for a potential land landing. Maybe we could, not far away from the space center. What I might do is just... excuse me, my throat. Might give us a little burn in this direction. Just push us across, try and get a water landing. And then we're going to try and glide this in. And it's a manual glide. Oh my goodness. I don't know what happened there. I mean, it's not wings. Oh, we're gonna land on the land. Right, deploy drogue. There we go. That drogue might help us keep stable. Or was that? How was that wishful thinking? Maybe we can use the maybe we can use the actual engines. We've still got some fuel left. Bit early for a drogue. It's a bit early for a drogue on normal rockets. This is not a normal rocket. It's designed to come in belly first and actually glide down through the air. And apart from the fact that it's completely upside down right now, so I'll just turn it over. There we go. It's not doing too bad. There we go. I mean, I'm not going to be able to get it into the ocean, so what I'll do is I'll use the last bit of fuel to slow our descent. How far away were we? 97 kilometers. It's good. This is good. This is fine. The thing is that this vehicle, let me just pop parachutes now. This rocket is designed to come through the thick parts of the atmosphere and the dangerous parts belly first, so that it can come in, bring the whole lot down nice and cool, and it doesn't matter if it doesn't glide properly down to the surface. It can free fall down quite close. Because it's free falling so slowly, you can pop chutes and you're fine. So we're coming down at 5 meters per second. I'm going to engage the sideward flappy bits to help it land smoother. We haven't got any RCS electrical charges going, so I'm going to open up the solar cells, even though I think we'd still have control because we've got a pilot on board. And I'm just going to throttle up to slow our landing even more. There we go. A round trip to Minmus. It didn't all go to plan, but both the booster and the second stage and the Kerbals have all come back home. That's good. I like that. Oh, it's really good. Okay, folks. Well, that is actually getting us close towards the end of the live stream. And I can't remember what I said we'd do at the end.
Fantastic.
Indeed, fantastic. Thank you very much for the redeem egg. So we managed to get some science back from that, because we actually did a surface sample, and that's the first time we've brought one back with us, I think. We got all the parts back, so we got 24 grand back from that, which is brilliant. And these guys all gained experience as well, which is absolutely brilliant. Our reputation's gone up, our money's gone up, we completed plenty of missions. Let's go check on the owl. I've got a funny feeling we need to put that telescope back into observation mode. So where is... There we go, the owl. So I'm pretty sure we'll still be able to see Kerbin from where we are. You wonder how to get 5 stars. If you look on the wiki, you have to do like loads of different things. Let's see what we've got here. Oh no, it's still object tracking. It's still object tracking now. Log observation data, we may as well transmit that back. Get some science. There we go. Mapping asteroids near Duna. We could adjust its orbit so it's more elliptical, and we could like map more planets as we go around the elliptical orbit. That's one thing we could look at doing. Yeah, it could take quite a while to spot enough targets. So what we'll do is we will go to Minmus. Sorry, no, not Minmus. We'll go to the Moon space station. Now, actually, how much have we transmitted of that science on the Moon? Let's have a look. Is that why that's why the contract says 17 years? Yes, that is exactly why the contract says 17 years. Hello? KSP? Heyo. There we go. So, this has now... Oh, science rate 45%. Power state disabled. Oh, science completed 100%. So it has finished. So now we can switch it over to the other one. So to do that, we will switch over to the space place here. We will get our scientist out on EVA. We will let go and we will slide down the ladder. And what have we got in our backpack? Let's put that back in here. And I don't know which experiment we've got to do. Which one's the other experiment? Seismic sensor, which I guess is this one. What is it? That's the Grand Slam passive seismometer. So I guess that's the right one. Then what we need to do is put that down and pick the other one up. Get them all connected up so it's working. So let's plant this here. We'll walk over to this and we will pick up the part. There we go. We will just check this. Is it working? Powered. Science rate 45%. So that one's now running. So that'll be the other mission that we're working on. Let's put that part back inside here. We've got a couple of them now. There we go. And then I think once those two are done, these guys can leave the moon and come back again. Because that's all they're here for. They're here to look after these experiments until that contract's complete. So, there we go. Back on board. So that's good. We're detecting comets. We've got a solid booster to test at the launch site, which I'll do at some point. So let's just gather up all the science. So let's go and to the space station. Collect the science from there, then we'll unlock some stuff ready for next time. Okay, so where are we looking? Here. What we've got 285 science, fantastic. Transmit science. And how much data have we got? We've still got a good amount of data. So what we can do is when we run low on data, we can get one of our Kerbals to get into the lunar lander, come up, refuel, and drop some science off while they're doing it. Yeah, there's a lot of planets. There is a lot of planets. Let's see. Power systems are looking good. Probably need to refuel some of these tanks, although they're looking alright actually. We've got three full tanks? Yeah, 3 full tanks of fuel there. So that's okay for now. We do need to bring the Cuckoo back. J-Bay's happily on board this space station. There's that science transmitted. I guess we might be able now to click on the Kerbal space station, switch directly to that. I think switching directly is quicker than going back to the space station, going into the tracking center, then finding what you want. So here we go. I don't know how much we're going to have. Wow, 406. Fantastic. Transmit all that science, please. It's actually making more science whilst it's transmitting. There we go. That's actually quite a good amount of science now. So now we'll go back to the Space Center, and I think we might have nearly 900 science. No, maybe 1,000. Transmitting data from the edge of the galaxy would be a pain. I don't know. Maybe. The edge of the galaxy. Oh, yeah. Do you mean the edge of the solar system, Brandon? Wow, 1,292. Which means we can definitely get some new stuff. We can get high altitude flight, which gets the adjustable ramp intake and the service modules, supersonic intakes, and the radial intakes as well, so we can upgrade our plane. And you know what? We could probably then get hypersonic flight. Ooh, yeah. Oh, come on. We've got to... before the end of the stream, we've got to try some hypersonic flight. Don't really know what else we've got. We can actually unlock some more. Large volumes, advanced thingies, composites. Look like there's some nice little bits and bobs in there. Heavy aerodynamics. That'll be good to make a big... Oh no, heavy landing. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll research them. We're making our way through it. Yeah, there is only one solar system in KSP 1 without mods. I think one of the things we should do as well is check how much fuel we've made whilst we've been doing this live stream. I guess we should have had quite a lot, but we'll find out. We will find out. We've actually got officially 9 minutes left of the live stream, but let's see here. We want the Kestrel 4. So this is going to be the Kestrel 4X or something ridiculous like that. Let's take this science thing off the front. We don't need that. Let's take these radial intakes. They're old and terrible. Let's get rid of these engines. Probably get rid of these intakes as well. And get some brand new engines. Oh yeah. Oh, this thing's gonna just absolutely fly. Aerodynamics. Oh, look at this. This is looking good, I think. Looking good. We're going to need some radial air intakes. I don't know where I'm going to put them. Probably on the bottom, actually. Yeah, that should do it. Go longer? We are going to go a little longer because this is going to be the Kestrel 4X. Because the X is for extremely fast. Let's just check what's in the bay. So we've got one of our probes in the bay and some power. Let's take that probe off and put a better probe on. That one. Is that the best probe we have now? Yeah, I think so. I mean, that Lunar Excursion module looks amazing. Let's not get distracted by that. Okay, so all we've done so far is change the intakes and change the engines. We're going to have to check the... Oops. We're going to have to check the actions. So we've got some custom actions. So we've got winglet deploy, for that's takeoff. So number 1 is for takeoff. Number 2... We can't reverse these, can we? So this aeroplane can no longer go backwards. Which is a shame. Never mind. Custom 3 is the bay doors. So what can we set to custom 2? We don't need that, I guess. And then we've got the abort if we need it. Okay, let's save this and give it a go with nobody on board. Get some backwards wheels. Yeah, the problem is that the plane wheels don't actually have motors in them. What we could do is put a little tiny jet engine on the front as like a reversing engine. That would be fine. I've got a funny feeling this thing's going to break itself apart. So SAS on, and we will start with a low throttle, lights on, camera locked, and activate the engines. And do the engines not have afterburners you can toggle on and off? No, not these ones. These are ramjet engines. So we need to throttle up, put takeoff mode on, takeoff mode is off. It's loud. There we go. We are already going probably... Oh, whoa, head. It's a little bit twitchy. I'm going to enable fine controls, which should be alright. There we go. Let's... Oh, gear. Okay, so the gear's in. We're already going faster than 1 kilometre a second. .3. 1.4 kilometres a second. 1.5 kilometres a second. We're starting to get overheating. And we're maxing out on speeds, but the heat just keeps going higher. Let's get this camera on chase. We're still increasing in speed. Oh, we're not now. Gear is up. Yeah, gear is... Oh, we've lost it. How high is this going? It was going 40 kilometers up. Okay, we got flame out in the end. So there's way too many control surfaces on this for the speeds that it goes at. But it is crazy and fun. The fuel gets drunk. I mean like proper drunk. I like there's a big sign there that says air. This is where the air goes in. You can close these intakes if you want to. I don't know why you would. The Phoenix, maybe. Let's see if we can get this thing to go prograde. I.e. nose down. Should we try a water landing and then a water takeoff before the end of the stream? Maybe we can even turn it round in the water. Like land in the water, turn it round, and then fly back to land. And do an emergency abort before we hit the control tower. There's no control tower at the Space Centre. There's just the vehicle assembly building, isn't there? There must be a control tower. There's mission control. Actually, I'm thinking of airports, aren't I? Okay, we're now at a point where I think we can turn the engines back on. We're going 1 kilometre a second downwards. More than 15 Gs as we start to level that out. Landing gear out because it slows us down. No other reason. Dive to 19,000, then punch the engines and try and stay flat. See if you can get suborbital. Whoa! I wasn't watching what I was doing. You know, maybe. Actually, that might be a good idea. Dive to 19,000, then... Tell you what, we're going to land, and we'll see if we can, like, climb up to 19k. This is quite a heavy aircraft. It's not slowing down very well. I think we pulled like something like 20, 30 Gs slowing down back then. We need to be going as slow as we possibly can for a water landing. This is where the reverse would normally be working. But we haven't got reverse on this one. We're only just above the surface. And we're starting to get to speeds where it might be acceptable to start dipping our tail in the water. It's actually getting hard to keep the aircraft in the air. That looks like a successful water landing to me. So let's now try and turn it round. Oh no. Good day for fishing, says Brandon. Right. Let's try a water takeoff. So for a water takeoff, we need to be pretty steady. I've deployed the winglets here. That's our takeoff winglet. We've done this with the Kestrel 4, so let's see if we can do it with the Kestrel 4X. Going to do it gently to begin with. Then ramp it up. Oh, easy. Oh, the thingy. Oh. Oh my goodness, I can't see what I'm doing. Oh, we're climbing. Okay. Yes, the thingy, Brandon. That's exactly what we... Whoa! Yeah, we've got way too many control surfaces on here for going this quickly. So we're going to climb up to about 19. We're going to just cool the engines off a bit. And then... Whoa! Oh, it just flipped. There we go. Come on. That's it. Right, okay, we're at 21, so we're going to cool it a little bit. Apparently we're still going upwards. We haven't got a lot of control at this height. Presumably the gimbal is the only thing that I've got. I don't know why it's so terrible on the controls here. But we're starting to gain some measure of control. It's no, it's not doing well. Hi, what controls do you use? I'm not quite sure what you mean. What control? Do you mean what controller am I using? Because this is the Thrustmaster. Okay, let's try again. I'm actually going to sit over there. One of them flamed out. No, it's definitely needs some work, this plane. There we go. I think it's stabilising. I mean, it's upside down, but it's stabilising. Okay, let's just see if how fast we can get this thing going at relatively high altitudes. It is my favourite way to fly a plane. So we're still climbing. We're still going faster. 1 kilometre a second. 1.2. We're still going up. We're starting to lose a little bit of... Oh no, it lost it. I don't know if it's because we've used a lot of the fuel. I don't think we've ever used this much fuel in the Kestrel before. Let's land it. Yeah, I think because the fuel distribution... Like the centre of... Oh no, it's actually draining evenly by the looks of it. How strange. Alright, let's see if we can land it on this island. Landing gears out. Heading as fast as we can towards the island. Engines off. Yeah, the heavier engines. Of course. I didn't think of that when it was in the vehicle assembly building. Right, we're going to use the abort on this landing. I don't know how well this will work, but we'll see. Okay, so apparently the abort at low altitudes means it ends up upside down. But again, that's probably due to the heavier engines. Heavier engines. Right, okay. One more go after adjusting the centre of mass. Maybe we take off some of the other bits, the other wingy bits. Just leave the standard wingy bits. Any landing is a good landing. Almost correct, Brandon. Any landing you can walk away from is a good landing. If you can't walk away from it, it's not a good landing. Bad landing. Oh, I'm looking forward to cooler days. My office is so warm right now. I wish I could afford air conditioning. Right, let's have a look at the centre of mass. Boop. Oh. Well, I was not expecting that. The centre of mass is almost directly through the centre of lift. How strange. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. No. Yeah, I think the fuel at low load shifts the centre of mass. Although that has just made a big change. So once this fuel load is half, and this fuel load is half, and that fuel load is half. Look. If we halve all the fuels, yeah, the centre of mass does move backwards a little bit. So I guess we could probably manage that. I don't know. Right, to finish off, we're gonna probably not save this version of the Kestrel 4X, but we are gonna just go a little bit crazy. We're not going to get rid of the wheels. We're going to test the Kestrel 6X. Now, if I've had a ridiculous idea today, this is it. There we go. Check nobody's on board because this is a ridiculous idea. Yeah, we're just gonna give this a go, see what it's like, and then we'll call it a stream because we've definitely gone over the march. More engines, very Kerbal. More engines equals more better? Not necessarily. You drink the fuel faster, your range gets shorter, but it depends. If you get extra speed from it, then I mean, I don't think it really helps at these speeds. Okay, let's have a look. So, camera, we're going to lock it. We're going to put the brakes on. We're going to put SAS on. Throttle to maximum. We will activate all 6 engines. This is technically the Kestrel 6. What happened there? Okay, I don't know what happened there. We'll just revert that. Yeah, if you do about 600 engines, you probably won't get to orbit. You'll just drink the fuel, have a very fast acceleration, get vast amounts of drag in the low atmosphere, and then... I'm not sure exactly. Did I bring the wrong things down, or did I accidentally deploy things twice? So... engines on, SAS on, throttle to maximum, plane... what? You don't get very far at 6 frames per second. Well, I don't expect you would. If you turn all the particle effects off, then you might actually get further at more frames. I'm not sure what's going on here. It's like these parachutes are getting activated separately. I think there might be a bit of a bug. There you look, I've turned all the engines on myself. SAS is going on. Throttle's going to maximum. It's like they're already deployed. Cut shoot. Cut shoot. Cut shoot. There we go, we don't need them. Ooh. I don't know why those parachutes were doing that. Okay, I think we kind of lost some money there. I don't know how much that plane was, but I did just smash it into the ground for lols. Okay, one more little run with the plane. I don't know why those parachutes are doing that. Maybe it's glitched. I don't know. It shouldn't do that. Unless there's some sort of weird key binding that's gone wrong. No idea. Let's have a look. Minimum pressure, altitude, yeah. Action groups. Abort. 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 They're only bound to abort. Well, let's just take them off. It actually cost me about 50 grand for that plane. The Kerbals are just watching you smash planes while drinking coffee, hoping they still have a job in the morning. I think we've earned enough this episode, and we've done enough good things to have a bit of fun. You know, I'm running a space agency here. Okay, I got Kerbals to Minmus and back and recovered every single bit of the rocket that we used. It only cost us fuel. I did that today. And now I get to play with my rocket. I mean my aeroplane. I did just smash another one up though. It doesn't like to take off like that. This aeroplane is not stable. And we probably get some of the components back, even if we don't get all of it back. Right, here we go, folks. Last one. And we won't use the quick takeoff button either. Let's have a look here. Okay, so we got £6,000 back. Probably. Okay, here we go. We're going to take off. We're not going to use the quick takeoff wing. We're going to take off without it, get some forward momentum going, and then everything will be fine. Did I forget to take Kerbals out? I hope it didn't put Kerbals in, because they'd be probably very hurt now. And we don't want that to happen. Yep, definitely don't want that to happen. Right then, let's see. Getting ready to end the stream. We should probably do a raid. Let's have a look. If I go to my creator dashboard, we'll see what we can do. So we've got SAS is on. Throttle to maximum. Engines are on. Here we go. Oh, that's much better. That's smoother. Oh my goodness. Oh, this thing is just ripping through the sky. Oh my goodness, the wings fell off. Where did the wings go? There's some of the wings. Why is that engine not working? Any landing you can walk away from. Oh my goodness. Okay, that was a bit of fun. It cost us probably it probably almost certainly cost us over £100,000 for that bit of fun. But I do like to have a bit of fun sometimes. Maybe in the future we could have a stream which is like not part of a career mode, and we can just do some absolutely crazy. I wonder how many G's that was. Maybe we could get a like a clip and find out. I don't know. But for some reason it just went off the charts and absolutely went crazy. None of the people that I follow are actually live right now, so we're going to go and have a look at see who we can raid. But I just want to take the opportunity to thank my Viewer Plus subscribers. As always, they are fantastic. They keep the channel going. Thank you to my moderators for helping me out. Without my moderators and my super mods, I would not be able to do the amount of content and the quality of content without their help. I definitely wouldn't be able to do that. So let's see here. Let's have a quick look around. We've got somebody doing a moderate career mode here with 10 viewers. Maybe we can go in and see what their stream is like. I'm getting an advert now. Does the revert screen show the max G? I don't think it does. Maybe if we... No, the revert screen, it doesn't say anything. I think it's only if like you explode, you get the log bit up. So, yeah. So only then I think you do that. So this guy.
Another pair of radial parachutes on here.
So this guy is doing a very similar career mode to me, and building some interesting rockets. So we will almost certainly go and raid them.
Which I haven't done a good job of.
So there we go.
Actually, that's good. And then probably a bunch of drove shoots. So we can.
So there we go, folks. That is going to be the end of tonight's stream. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. And remember, there's no videos this weekend, but we start a brand new schedule at the beginning of the week. So on Monday, we will be starting the brand new schedule. Check out the schedule on the website. And I will see you all soon. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I will see you in the next one. From me, it's goodbye.